I often tell people when they ask me to teach on child care, don't start off in a building if you can operate in your home. Why pay rent when you already paying rent? You got a mortgage at home, probably, or no mortgage. Then if you have no mortgage, you don't have a mortgage and you don't have to pay rent for the business because the business is in your house. So think about it. What can I do that I make it work in my house and I can work for myself? Now we got our idea where we make and start at. Now we need to know how to start. Now we got to count up that cost. What is it? What is needed for me to start this business? Count it up. If you selling supplies, what supplies do I need? How many can I start off with? What do I have to start off with? Okay? If I don't have nothing and I don't have any money. So now I need to find an investor. Miss Nicole, I just need $200. I just need 200. Can you loan me $200 to start this business? And in 6 months, I'll pay you back. Now that's what you told her. If she doesn't, I told her that. She doesn't ask me any questions, she loan me the money. In 6 months, do everything in your power to give her $200 back. Because you know why? You may need her again. You may need her again. So count up that cost. And you may not made any money, but you did make enough to pay her back. You are doing good because now you getting your brand out there. You getting it out there. And so other people knows that you're doing this. So as you continue in it, it's going to grow. And now you may see, I can hire someone to help me. Then you start hiring employees. Then you may start with marketing. Word of mouth is your best marketing tool. Tell everybody you know that you have the business. Hey, girl, refer somebody to me. Refer somebody to me. This is what I'm doing. And then make sure you have good quality of material, good quality of service. Because if I refer someone to you, I don't want it to be where now the service was bad. But that is how finance come. Changing your mindset. Now, I'm not going to teach everything because you see how thick this book is? That's how long it'll take me to teach it. But it's in a book. It's in a book. The service is free, but the cost for me to come to give you the information is not. This book is what helps us to travel and give you the empowerment of God. But this book is what's going to bring change in your life. Buy the book. It's at the lowest form that we can give. In our money, it's only about $5. The book in my money sells for $30. So I put it, you're only paying for the print. That's basically what you're paying for, the print. But I know everything in the book works because I'm a living testimony of it. It is every step from a child up until my adulthood to my success in business is in this book. It's in this book. I'm not bragging on me. I'm bragging on God. He gave me the skill sets and the ability to come and empower people. Pastor can tell you, but I'm finna tell you and he can confirm it. I didn't ask him to buy not one airline ticket. It's six of us here. So there's six airline tickets from South Africa that was bought. I'm from the United States and one from the United States. But did I ask you to pay for it? We in a hotel. We have 3 rooms, 4 rooms. We have 4 rooms. I didn't ask Pastor to pay for not one room. Have I asked you to pay for a room? We have to eat every day. Have I asked you to pay for us a meal? Not even the one that's provided to you guys today. We came here on our own cost to empower what God has given us to you. There's other things that goes along with this. But what am I saying? What am I saying? If you're going to operate in business, ministry, and even for your personal life, you're going to have to put some work in it. You're going to have to do some investment for yourself. Because there's no way that I can teach everybody in this room what they need to grow in finance. Because I promise you, every last one of y'all needs something different. And just as all of you have said, we don't have the time. We don't have the time. Even if you can't get it today, go back and get the book. You're going to have to change your mindset. I'm not bougie, so that y'all would know it. Because I kind of heard that statement. I'm not bougie. I'm not. I'm not bougie. But my mindset is a little different. And once God changed your mindset, you don't look at life the same. You don't look at life the same. The book, if you read the book, you'll know. I didn't come from a rich family. I did not. My mom only had an 8th grade education. My first 10 years, maybe 11, 12, my daddy was alive, but he wasn't in the household with my mom. He was present, but he wasn't in the household. So I didn't come through a silver spoon in my mouth or a gold spoon. I had to work for it. We lived what I would say on a farm, but it wasn't called a farm. It was called a pasture. That's what it was called. But we had to grow our own vegetables. Had hogs, pigs, cows. Had to kill animals. And my mom would go clean house to make a living for us. I had to wear hand-me-down clothes. Not my sister clothes or my brother, because my brothers was older than me and I didn't have a sister. I had to wear the clothing that somebody gave her from her cleaning somebody else's house. Every now and then, we was blessed to go buy something. Every now and then. Didn't have a car. Anywhere that we needed to go, we had to ask somebody to take us. So it's not that I don't know where you're coming from. I've been there, but I know what God can do. I know what he can do. And he started with me at an early age. It's in the book. Saving money from going to the laundromat. That's not something y'all probably have here. But my mom, because we didn't have a wash and dry at home, either she hung the clothes out on the line, like I see some of this. Either she hung it out on the line, but most of the time in the winter, she would send me to the laundromat because it was cold. And from me going to the laundromat, I developed a skill set about money. Because when I would go to the laundromat, she would give me money, and she would say, "Go and wash the clothes, dry the clothes, bring them back. They had to be folded up. Couldn't just bring them back in a trash bag. They had to be folded up." So when I would come back, and most of the time, she always gave me more than enough money. So anything that was in the corns, the change, she would let me keep it. She would never ask for it. She would only ask for the dollar bills. And so over the course of time, I realized she don't ask for change. So I got smart. God'll give you strategy in ministry. Some people say, "You got over on your mama." No, I didn't. I got smart. And everything that she gave me, I transferred it into coins. I never took dollar bills back home again. It went into coins. But I started to save. And when we would go to the store, now I'm able to go and buy me these little things that I have a desire for. And over the process of time, God gave me strategy when it came down to money because I was a saver. I knew how to budget and I knew how to invest my money. I started putting my money in different accounts, and those particular accounts started to grow. From my business, never thought I would own 5 child care center. 5. Started off with one, and God started to bless and said, "Buy another one." Don't rent not one building that I'm in. I said 5 child care center, but I own every building. Every building. Then God blessed me a little more, and he started giving me ideas to be a blessing unto churches. Churches that may not could get the finance for a building. And God trusted me with the assignment. I started saying, "I buy it. I buy it." And at this particular time, I just sold one. I still own 3 church buildings. I own them. I own them. I lease them out to a church. Not at the cost that they should be paying, at a cost that they can afford. I have land. I have other properties. But from a little girl that lived in a pastor, God opened up a door and even became an author of a book. Who does that? Nobody but Jesus. Oh, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. But it's all in your mindset. How do you see yourself? Do you see this to be the only place that you can go? If I never saw myself going anywhere else but that pastor, that would have been the only place that I would have went. You got to see more for yourself in order for you to grow yourself. You got to see it. You got to see it. God is not going to send someone to your rescue if you haven't came to your own rescue. He send help when he see you getting up and doing something with it. What am I saying? We coming back. I don't know when, but we'll be back. And when we come back the next time, y'all better be prepared. You better be prepared. Just give you one more testimony, then I'm closing it out. Eden Park. Came to South Africa. It wasn't my mindset to do this, but I had to adopt a school. because the Lord said to adopt it. And we had to build a 4-room classroom building because the Lord said to do it. We have created programs for the school. They never had an American graduation. Do you know it took up their passing percentage just from giving them an American graduation where they was able to walk across the stage in caps and gowns, robes. Cleaning up the community changed people's heart. Invested in some people to come out for drugs. So he will give you some help, but you got to do something with it. You got to do something with it. So what am I saying? I'm willing to help you, but you got to show me that you want to do something with it. And I need receipts. Okay? We need receipts. You can't come and tell me I'm spending 50,000 shillings. I'm going to get it right. And then you don't give me no receipt. I have to be accountable as well. It's accountability. It's accountability. And I'm going to hold you accountable because I'm a financial background person. I look at everything. If it don't add up, you ain't getting it. I'm sorry. It's just my nature. It's just my background. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at Dalen or Nicole if they didn't give it to you, because Miss Grace said no. No, it don't add up. And the one thing I have, you guys, I think y'all know that by now, is the spirit of discernment. God actually speaks to me, and I actually goes in his presence. That's the good part about being in business and being saved. When somebody not doing something right, the Holy Spirit will say, don't do business with them. You sitting in a boardroom and they saying all the right thing. The Holy Spirit say, don't sign on the dotted line. You better learn how to get up and walk away, because it may not cost you today, but it'll cost you tomorrow. I pray that this been a blessing to you. Have I been here 2 hours now? Oh, we got to go because I told them 1 hour. Is there any questions or concern on business and finance? Business and finance. It has been my pleasure, my honor, okay, to stand before you on today. I don't normally shift the blame, but I'm just having fun right now. We're going to shift the blame on Pastor that y'all didn't get out of here on time because we didn't start on time. So what is your question?
Okay, I'm Albert, co-founder at SoapNet. We deal with different innovative solutions to help our community to be vibrant, and maybe to help young people also to have different knowledge about tech. So my question is, now as a startup, the biggest challenge that we face is, I would say as per now, what I face is capital raising. We have a community, we have different options of maybe going to banks to seek for equity, maybe from personal, because at a point it has reached a point that now you've exhausted what you have as an investor, your own equity, but now you have to outsource for different people, and then now the challenge will come. Now if you take an option that you're now going to different investors, right now we have investors that are not patient. They're not patient because you're gearing towards somewhere. You're thinking of maybe making an impact in future, maybe and moving until the product will be now give like the return. But now you have, if you're saying that you'll have to bring in an investor to take a portion of your company, they're not patient. You don't have an option of maybe going to banks, because as per in our society, then for startups, small startups, they don't believe in you if you cannot prove that your product has not proved traction. So how do you survive in such an area that now as a small startup, you need to grow your you need to make your company profitable, but now you have this challenge? That's my first question. The second question, very quick, is now how do you make sure that now you move towards growth if every other factor is seem to be stunted? Like if it's finance, it's stunted. If it's growth, it's stunted. You don't have the exact advisory people to stand with you, and you have the vision to working towards where you're going to. How do you now hold on to yourself to make sure that you achieve that goal that you have?
Okay, I'm hoping that I can remember everything that you said. Everybody that's starting a business gonna always have the same problem, possibly if you haven't already prepared before you make the decision to start it today. It's the startup cost. Every business gonna have a startup cost. And so sometimes how you can prepare for that startup cost is prepare before you're ready to start. You have to make sacrifices somewhere. And sometimes that sacrifice can be asking other relatives, friends, to maybe help you out. Because you remember I said, Miss Nicole, can you lend me $200? So somebody may have to help you with the startup cost. But you need to make sure if you asking for money that you're ready to start, that you have done all the other things to go along with it. The other thing I want to tell you is, please, you guys, make sure that God is telling you to do it. Because anything that God is telling you to do it, He's going to help you in it. Yeah, there are going to be some challenges, but He's not going to leave you out there on your own. But when you start to do things because you think it's a good idea, I saw someone else to do it, you could be faced with hard challenges, and you may not get the support that you want. I think I answered this question for someone on yesterday, and it's almost the same question. I was wondering, was it you? But I think I answered this question to the almost the same question. Go back and pray and ask God, did you call me to this? And if He tell you yes, then say, send me provision. Tell God to call your name out in the atmosphere. And you start to call your name out and say, Carolyn Jackson Grace. God, send investors to me. Allow my name to ring in people's ear. Allow doors to open for Carolyn Jackson Grace. God, allow people to be in need of what I have to offer. Start speaking it in the atmosphere so that He can provide what is needed. You never go into business with somebody that don't have the same passion as you do. Because if they don't have a love for it or a passion for it, Eventually, all the responsibility shift to you, but they enjoy the benefit from it. Because once you go into partnership, unless you got a time frame on it, you can't come out of that partnership unless you buy your way out. And it can hold you in bondage for the rest of your life. So know who you partner with. Don't be so quick to want money. Think about what people are offering you. If somebody tells you that I give you, using numbers again, I don't know, $20,000, and you got to give it all to me. Because the $20,000 sound good, don't take it. Say, let me get back with you. Maybe I ask for 72 hours. Maybe I ask for a week. Don't call them. Don't look them up. Don't let them, if they call you, don't answer your phone. You're going to find out from their pursuit, is it worth more than $20,000? Because anybody that gets you to sign quickly, it may be worth more. May be worth more. And sometimes, you guys, because I hear him talking about software, sometimes God don't mean for it to stay with you. You can't do what you need to do. You just a programmer. It's meant for you to sell it off. But you got to know the cost to sell it at. So you may not never get it where you see it going, but you need to know the cost to sell it. Sometimes you may have to tell a person this. This is a word of wisdom for you now. If you got the brains, they got the finance, tell them, hire me. Let me work for you. Put the product on hold and work and gain more knowledge. See, being in the midst of a business that's doing the business, you automatic gains the knowledge. You automatic gain the favor. You automatic gain the network. My product is over here on hold. But what they got, I need. If I learn how to do it, I can do it for myself. Sometimes we think everything gonna come overnight. It don't work that way. Work for somebody that's doing what you're doing, and gotta increase your skill set. And now you'll be able to sell your own product without going through them. Say that one more time.
Project validation of your business. Now that you told us you have started a business, how did you validate it, the market?
Basically, how did I market my business? Through word of mouth. I started off my business through word of mouth. And then we started to put logos, the decals on our vehicles. My husband had it on his vehicle. I had it on my vehicle. One of the young ladies that was working with me in the management level, she had it on her vehicle. So meaning that as we traveled through town, people saw our business name, and then people started to inquire. But then I had to get up and do some work. I started going into schools, introducing my business, asking them, can I leave flyers with them? Because the school have children. I'm in the child care business. They see parents more than I see parents. So I asked, can I leave flyers at your school? They start passing out flyers. I learned how to decrease my price just to bring in what I say customer. Had my price at the lowest form that I can get it to bring in the customer. We will call it a monthly special. And as we got the customer, as we start to grow, we start to grow the prices because the service was quality and the people was willing to pay for it because it was quality service. That's how I don't even have a marketing person right now. We talking about it just for kingdom empowerment. I don't need it for my business, but for kingdom empowerment. But I don't need it for my business. I'm already established. But God blessed me to do it. That's why I say, make sure God is telling you to do it. Because he sends you what you need. Everything that I have, to be honest, you guys, and it's not bragging and it's not a lie. Everything that I have needed since I have gone in business and even up to today, God has always provided. It's just took me some time waiting on him. Just waiting on him. I think you kind of preached a little bit about that last night. Just waiting on him. Even like now we talking about marketing. I didn't ask for it, but I think I already know my marketing person. I didn't even ask for these young men to travel with me. They came and told me. Because the Lord knows what I need. Even this young man, I didn't ask him. I asked him to come and do a song or to sing at a book lunch, I think. My book lunch. I asked him to come and sing for me. Not to travel with me in Kingdom Empowerment. But that particular night, he sung. And I think that night when we was taking him to the hotel, to the airport, he said, if you want me to travel with you, I'm available. I didn't ask him. God sends me what I need just by being patient. Being patient and waiting on God. Don't go ahead of him. Any more questions? Yes, sir. All the young people have the question. But I'm going to tell y'all better invest in the young people. Remember I was talking about that old age? If you take out time for them, when they do get it, they going to take out time for you. How do I know that? Because I got two people right now that I sow into their life monthly. Because you know what? I know what they did for me. I sow into their life monthly. If they call me and say, I need, I'm going to make sure that they have it. One of the people, I bought them a car, paid for it. They still drive it and never asked them for a dime. Because you know what? I know how she invested in me. Invest in them. Because when you get old and you can't do nothing, they're going to make sure you're taken care of. Y'all see my finger doing this, right? Y'all know what that means, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Joshua. And yesterday, when we had the financial literacy where we are, you talked about investors and how you can, the strategies to replace your business ideal. So I went home back and I came with another question.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I deal with the community engagement, how the community engage through the company that you have, same company, Softnet. And I was to ask, is it advisable for someone to start a business with funds or savings or grants so that he can be able to kickstart or jumpstart whatever he owns in a business? And again, my other question was about the trust. Can you at least trust someone, the investor that you are opting to go to, that he can uh, muchly invest in you? For instance, as he said, we are creating softwares and we have created church systems that can help through the media team generally as a whole, and also we have created cloud systems that can hold the same data of the church. But now the question is, these people getting to get reaching them and getting them to understand what we have, they will not believe it, or they will not have the interest to uh, get what you are doing. So my question is, how can you please add some other strategies on top of the investment, financial investment strategies, please?
Once again, when it comes down to investors, one, you guys gonna have to do your research on the people that you want to deal with. You're gonna have to search out the investors. And then once you search out and you think that you have someone that you possibly want to do the business with, you need to really do an investigation on them. Don't sign any document, none. So now you kind of need somebody like, if not an attorney, so that they can read over some of the documents that you're maybe presented with. When it comes down to funding, funding through our investor may be your best way of going. You're not going to pretty much get a grant because you don't have any history. Grants usually going to ask you, what have you previously done? And they're looking for a history to be able to follow you with. And because it's more of a software, there are grants that is out there, but at least you're going to have some proof of what you are doing with that software. Okay? If you asking for an investor, you're going to lose some of the rights to it. No one is going to give you basically kind of what I've been talking about. They're not going to give you the resource and not require something of you. That's not going to happen. If they saying they're going to invest in your software, they probably going to come back and ask you for a percentage of the profit. That's why I'm saying you need to let somebody look at your contract or the work that you're doing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all keep coming to me with the question, I'm not your investor. Software is not my interest. It's not my interest. Remember, I started off saying that. Everybody going to have their own interest. So no matter how much you present that to me, it's not my interest. I told y'all what my interest was. And it ain't going to change. People. You may say, well, the software can bless the people. That ain't the blessing I want to give them. So no matter how y'all turn that question around, it ain't going to engage me. It's not my interest. But this is what you can do. It's research. I would tell you the same thing that I told him. Go work for somebody that's already doing it so that you can network. Because, see, the people that you may need to get close to, they ain't among me. I don't deal with geeks and nerds. You're going to have to deal with somebody that's in that industry. The same industry that you're in is the same industry that you need to be affiliated with. I love ministry. Where am I at? A ministry. I'm telling y'all what to do. If you want somebody to give to the church, find somebody that loves the church. Software is not my interest. So you got to find somebody that has an interest in software. Okay? Now, that's not to crush you, but I'm not trying to waste his time either. See, that's what business people do. They don't waste their time. And y'all going to have to be used to that. You're going to have to be used to the no's and still get up and bounce back. Okay? Not trying to crush you, but it's not my interest. Just what I told him. It's the same word that I'm giving you. Get with someone that has a interest for it. Another thing that I hear you, Holy Ghost, I'm going to tell y'all, once again, don't get crushed from it. What we think is great may not be great yet. We think it's good, but it may not be good. That's why you need to be with somebody in that industry, because they can perfect the gift. That's the same thing in ministry. When we get used one time, we think we great. But somebody like Bishop be like, girl, go sit down. You can't preach. But we think we are great because there's different level of greatness. Different level. It's not quite ready yet, you guys. And that's what I hear God saying. I'm not trying to crush you. But where you are can be better. You're just not among the right people. Go maybe to a college that's doing program for software. Do a research. I ain't say attend. Go and visit. Go talk to a professor. Just talking to him. He gonna talk the same language that you talking. And he may not be doing it, but he knows somebody that is doing it. See, you got to take every door opportunity. And sometimes we think the door comes one way. It don't come that way. It's through connection and networking. Go visit a college that has a major software program. Start asking questions. Start telling them what you're doing and see, won't they provide you just some inside information. And they may have the missing component that you need in order for y'all business to grow. Okay? Does it make sense? Amen.
So,
Anybody else?
so I have the last
Uh-oh.
questions. And what kind of burnouts do you get when you are doing your business? And
Bonus?
how burnouts? And how do you come across with them?
Okay, somebody help me with that. Tell me what he said again.
Uh, yeah.
Burn out. Gotcha. Um, you do sometimes come to days of fatigue, but remember I said, if you being fulfilled, you may go home tired, but you wake back up the next morning like tiredness wasn't even there because it fulfills me. Perfect example. It just happened this week. Today is Saturday, so that probably was Thursday night. Well, we'll just say one night this week. They didn't know it. Nicole knew it. I was so tired. I was ready to go to my room. But of course, we were still sitting and eating, and they were just chit chatting, chick chatting. It was the night that we went live, whatever night that was. But I was tired, and I had said, I'm finna get ready and go to my room. Y'all can stay down as long as you want. Because remember, they younger than me. They are. They younger than me. And so I was like, y'all can stay down here as long as y'all want. I'm finna go to my room. But they sparked a conversation that was my interest. The tiredness left. And I was energized and they was ready to go to the room. I'm like, come on, let's have another conversation. And we had stayed there for another hour or so. But I no longer was tired because it was my interest. Anything that you have interest in, there's really not burnouts. Maybe time of rest or relaxation, but not burnout because it fulfills you. It really does. Do you take out time for rest? Yes. Your body will tell you. Your mind will tell you. There's time if I have over exhaust myself, I say I can't think anymore. I need to go to sleep. And a nap will refreshen me, and I'm ready to go again. But I really don't have burnout. Do I have stress? Yes, I do. Because I have a lot of people life on the line on my decision making. But I don't have burnouts. Amen. Anything else? Ask the question. He's telling you to ask something. Are you asking man to God? You can talk. You ain't got to be perfect in your speech. Just say what you want to say. Go ahead.
Okay. But perhaps I mistook because I saw her before. She had asked a question. So I thought that she had a question to ask on the same issue of business and
Somebody
promoting.
asked the question. Because if y'all don't ask, we got to walk out this
I
door.
saw her hand up before. Yeah. Sorry.
So you no longer want to ask the question? I think he's saying you raise your hand. So he thought you had a question. Now you're not asking the question, but he's trying to encourage you to ask the question. Do you have a question?
Amen. Thank you so much for the information.
Amen.
There's a saying that knowledge is power.
Amen.
Can you do business with capital zero?
Can you do business with no capital? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to tell you how. You don't have the capital, but somebody got to have the capital. Somebody got to have it. Now, if you start in a service business, you may be able to do a service business with no capital because you have your labor to do it, meaning that you can actually do it yourself. What would be if you don't have to? Okay, it's still some money involved, but we'll try to use it. I kind of used the laundromat before. I'm going to kind of stay in that area. Say if you wanted to start a laundry business where you want to wash person's clothes, iron them, fold them, and deliver them back to them all nice and clean. That's going to take more of your labor. It does take some water and it does take some detergent, but you can start it with no cost because you possible, I'm saying possible, have water already in your house that you can use. So your bill not due right now. You may already have some detergent in your house that you can use and you can wash the clothes with. You may already have the iron and maybe the ironing board in your house, and it's not costing you anything to start it. So now I have started the work. I didn't have to put up no money to start it because everything was in my present, nothing but my labor. And now because I got the clothing to be able to do the business, and I told them 100 shillings. I told them 100 shillings. So now I'm going to receive the money before I have to really pay for the product. So it's a possibility you can start with no money, but it depends on what you're trying to start. Depends on it. And if it's not your money, you may have to start on somebody else's money. It's okay to have an investor. Some people don't want the responsibility, but they do want to know you can do it. If you can produce it, I give you the money, but I need you to be able to produce it. That's what they're looking for. And if they're not sure, they're not going to give you the money because nobody wants to lose. An investor do not want to lose. That's why I keep telling you, young men, go get some more knowledge because an investor do not want to lose. That's the biggest thing about it. They don't want to lose. Anything else? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So mine is not a question, but just a clarification on something we discussed yesterday. So I had a business. I invested in it. So I was given a system and I was running through the system. So there's something that we were taught yesterday that maybe you may be working on something, but it is not Isaac, it is Ishmael. So in my situation, this business, it is successful to other people, but to me, I'm toiling day, night to make it successful. Families is against it. I myself, I have passion for this business. So my question was, am I working for Ishmael or going for Isaac?
I'm going to say you working for Isaac. There's nothing in business that is easy. You're just going through your sowing season, but you can't give up. Remember, you said it's a blessing to others. May be hard, but you can't give up. May become challenging, but you can't give up because it's gonna be a day that you no longer have to sow and you will reap from your harvest. So I'm gonna say it's a Isaac, not a Ishmael. Just because life become hard doesn't mean that you're out of the will of God. I says there's no flat line in life. If your life is just flat line, then you're dead. You're not going anywhere. God has created where we go through mountains and valleys, ups and down, and it brings balance in our life. It actually brings growth. Obstacles actually brings growth. It makes you. It pulls out the abilities that you didn't even know you had. So don't give up. Continue to work. The promise is still on the way. Don't give up on it. You can do it. Ask God to send you help. Ask God to send you help. Okay? See, that's my sign. No more questions. It's time for me to sit down. The pastor has stood.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Grace. Thank you so very much. We are really grateful. We are really grateful, and we are really grateful to the pastors, the bishops, and everyone who came. Thank you so much for accepting to stay this late. I know we started late, and that's part of the reason as to why we've stayed this late. But otherwise, we are really grateful for having you all. Praise the name of the living God. Yes, so I just want to make an announcement. The books are here with us. Mastering the Mindset of Wealth. It's here with us, and you can grab a copy at 1,000 Kenya shillings. It's only going for 1,000 Kenya shillings. Originally, it was supposed to trade at 2,500, but I spoke to Dr. Grace and explained to her, and she allowed that we do it at 1,000 Kenya shillings. So you can grab a copy, and the Lord shall bless you. We'll be here tomorrow for the revival meeting. We'll be here tomorrow for the revival from 3 p.m. And it shall be a blessing to have you again to listen to the servants of the Lord, whom the Lord has sent to us. Most of us, we've not listened from Alvino. Alvino, we've not listened. Most of us, we listened to Prophet yesterday. And I know Prophet is loaded again, even to bless us tomorrow. And we shall be richly blessed. Amen. Yeah, so in the next few minutes, like 5 minutes, I want to do a quick introduction